Gloucester, 'tis true that we are in great danger. The greater therefore should our courage be. Good morrow, brother Bedford. God Almighty, there is some soul of goodness in things evil, would men observingly distill it out. For our bad neighbour makes us early stirrers, which is both healthful and good husbandry. Besides, they are our outward consciences, and preachers to us all, admonishing that we should dress us fairly for our end. Thus make we gather honey from the weed, and make a moral of the devil himself. Good morrow, old Sir Thomas Erpingham. A good soft pillow for that good white head were better than a churlish turf of France. 'Tis good for men to love their present pains, upon example, so the spirit is eased, and when the mind is quickened out of doubt, the organs, though defunct and dead before, break up their drowsy grave and newly move with casted sloth and fresh legerity. Lend me thy cloak, Sir Thomas. Brothers both, commend me to the princes in our camp. Do my good morrow to them, and anon desire them, and to my pavilion. Now, my good knight, go with my brothers to my lords of England. I in my bosom must debate a while, and then I would no other company. God a mercy, old heart, thou speakest cheerfully. A friend, I am a gentleman of a company. Even so, what are you? Then you are better than the king. Harry Leroy. No, I am a Welshman. Yes. Do not you wear your dagger in your cap that day, lest he knock that about yours. And his kinsman too. I thank you. God be with you. It sorts well with your fierceness. Though it appear a little out of fashion, there is much care and valour in this Welshman. A friend, under Sir Thomas Erpingham, even as men wrecked upon a sand, that look to be washed off the next tide. No, nor it is not meet he should, for though I speak it to you, I think the king is but a man, as I am. The violet smells to him as it doth to me, the element shows to him as it doth to me. All his senses have but human conditions. His ceremonies laid by, in his nakedness he appears but a man, and though his affections are higher mounted than ours, yet when they stoop with the like wing. Therefore when he sees reason of fears, as we do, his fears out of doubt be of the same relish as ours are. Yet in reason no man should possess him with any appearance of fear, lest he, by showing it, should dishearten his army. By my troth, I will speak my conscience of the king. I think he would not wish himself anywhere but where he is. I dare say you love him not so ill, to wish him here alone. Howsoever you speak this to feel other men's minds, methinks I could not die anywhere so contented as in the king's company. His cause being just, and his quarrel honourable. So if a son that is by his father sent about merchandise do sinfully miscarry upon the sea, the imputation of his wickedness by your rule should be imposed upon his father that sent him? Or if a servant, under his master's command, transporting a sum of money, be assailed by robbers and die in many irreconciled iniquities, you may call the business of the master the author of the servant's damnation? But this is not so. The king is not bound to answer the particular endings of his soldiers, the father of his son, nor the master of his servant, for they purpose not their death when they purpose their services. Besides, there is no king, be his cause never so spotless, if it come to the arbitrament of swords, can try it out with all unspotted soldiers. Some peradventure have on them the guilt of premeditated and contrived murder, some of beguiling virgins with the broken seals of perjury, some making the wars their bulwark, that have before gored the gentle bosom of peace with pillage and robbery. Now if these men have defeated the law and outrun native punishment, though they can outstrip men, they have no wings to fly from God. War is his beadle, war is vengeance. So that here men are punished for before breach of the king's laws, and now the king's quarrel. Where they feared the death, they have borne life away, and where they would be safe, they perish. Then if they die unprovided, no more is the king guilty of their damnation than he was before guilty of those impieties for which they are now visited. Every subject's duty is the king's, but every subject's soul is his own. Therefore should every soldier in the wars do as every sick man in his bed, wash every mote out of his conscience, and dying so, death is to him advantage. Or not dying, the time was blessedly lost wherein such preparation was gained, and in him that escapes, it were not sin to think that, making God so free an offer, he let him outlive that day to see his greatness and to teach others how they should prepare. I myself heard the king say he would not be ransomed. If I live to see it, I will never trust his word after. Your reproof is something too round. I should be angry with you if the time were convenient. I embrace it. Give me any gage of thine, and I will wear it in my bonnet. Then if ever thou darest acknowledge it, I will make it my quarrel. There. If ever I live to see it, I will challenge it. Well, I will do it, though I take thee in the king's company. Indeed, the French may lay 20 French crowns to one, they will beat us, for they bear them on their shoulders. But it is no English treason to cut French crowns, and tomorrow the king himself will be a clipper. Upon the king, let us our lives, our souls, our debts, our careful wives, our children, and our sins lay upon the king. We must bear all. O hard condition, twin-born with greatness, subject to the breath of every fool whose sense no more can feel but his own ringing. What infinite heart's ease must kings neglect that private men enjoy? And what have kings that privates have not too, save ceremony, save general ceremony? And what art thou, thou idle ceremony? What kind of God art thou, that sufferest more mortal griefs than do thy worshippers? What are thy rents? What are thy comings in? O ceremony, show me but thy worth. What is thy soul of adoration? Art thou aught else but place, degree, and form, creating awe and fear in other men, wherein thou art less happy being feared than they in fearing? What drinkest thou oft instead of homage sweet, but poisoned flattery? Oh, be sick, great greatness, and bid thy ceremony give thee cure. Thinkest thou the fiery fever will go out with titles blown from adulation? Will it give place to flexure and low bending? Canst thou, when thou commandest the beggar's knee, command the health of it? Know, thou proud dream, that playest so subtly with a king's repose. I am a king that find thee, and I know 'tis not the balm, the sceptre and the ball, the sword, the mace, the crown imperial, the intertissued robe of gold and pearl, the faucet title running for the king, the throne he sits on, nor the tide of pomp that beats upon the high shore of this world. No, not all these thrice gorgeous ceremony, not all these laid in bed majestical, can sleep so soundly as the wretched slave, who with a body filled and vacant mind gets him to rest, crammed with distressful bread, never sees horrid night, the child of hell, but like a lackey from the rise to set, sweats in the eye of Phoebus, and all night sleeps in Elysium. Next day after dawn doth arise and help Hyperion to his horse, and follows so the ever-running year with profitable labour, to his grave. And but for ceremony, such a wretch, winding up days with toil and nights with sleep, had the forehand and vantage of a king. The slave, a member of the country's peace, enjoys it, but a gross brain little wots what watch the king keeps to maintain the peace, whose hours the peasant best advantages. Good old knights, collect them all together at my tent. All be before thee. O God of battles, steel my soldiers' hearts, possess them not with fear. If the opposed numbers pluck their hearts from them, not today, O Lord, O not today. Think not upon the fault my father made in compassing the crown. I Richard's body have interred anew, and on it have bestowed more contrite tears than from it issued forced drops of blood. 500 poor I have in yearly pay, who twice a day their withered hands hold up toward heaven to pardon blood. And I have built 2 chantries, where the sad and solemn priest sings still for Richard's soul. More will I do, though all that I can do is nothing worth, since that my penitence comes after all, imploring pardon. My brother Gloucester's voice, I know thy errand. I will go with thee. The day, my friends in all things stay for me. What's he that wishes so, my cousin Westmoreland? No, my fair cousin. If we are marked to die, we are now to do our country loss, and if to live the fewer men, the greater share of honour. God's will, I pray thee, wish not one man more. By Jove, I am not covetous for gold, nor care I who doth feed upon my cost. It yearns me not if men my garments wear. Such outward things dwell not in my desires, but if it be a sin to covet honour, I am the most offending soul alive. No, faith, my coz, wish not a man from England God's peace. I would not lose so great an honour as one man more, methinks, would share from me for the best hope I have. Oh, do not wish one more. Rather proclaim it, Westmoreland, through my host, that he which hath no stomach to this fight, let him depart. His passport shall be made, and crowns for convoy put into his purse. We would not die in that man's company that fears his fellowship to die with us. This day is called the feast of Crispin. He that outlives this day and comes home safe will stand a tiptoe when the day is named and rouse him at the name of Crispin. He that shall live this day and see old age will yearly on this vigil feast his neighbours and say, Tomorrow is St. Crispin. Then will he strip his sleeve and show his scars and say, These wounds I had on Crispin's day. Old men forget, yet all shall be forgot, but he'll remember with advantages what feats he did that day. Then shall our names, familiar in his mouth as household words, Harry the King, Bedford and Exeter, Warwick and Talbot, Salisbury and Gloucester, be in their flowing cups freshly remembered. This story shall the good man teach his son, and Crispin shall ne'er go by from this day to the ending of the world. But we in it shall be remembered, we few, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother, be he ne'er so vile. This day shall gentle his condition. And gentlemen in England now abed shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhoods cheap, whiles any speaks that fought with us upon St. Crispin's day. All things are ready, if our minds be so. Thou dost not wish more help from England, coz? Why, now thou hast unwished 5,000 men, Which likes me better than to wish us one? You know your places. God be with you all. Who hath sent thee now? I pray thee, bear my former answer back. Bid them achieve me, and then sell my bones. Good God, why should they mock poor fellows thus? The man that once did sell the lion's skin while the beast lived was killed with hunting him. And many of our bodies shall no doubt find native graves, upon the which I trust shall witness live and brass of this day's work. And those that leave their valiant bones in France, dying like men, though buried in your dunghills, they shall be famed. For there the sun shall greet them and draw their honours reeking up to heaven. Leaving their earthly parts to choke your clime, the smell whereof shall breed a plague in France. Mark then abounding valour in our English, that being dead, like to the bullets grazing, break out into a second course of mischief, killing in relapse of mortality. Let me speak proudly. Tell the constable we are but warriors for the working day. Our gayness and our guilt are all besmirched with rainy marching in the painful field. There's not a piece of feather in our host. Good argument, I hope, we will not fly, and time hath worn us into slovenry. But by the mass our hearts are in the trim. And my poor soldiers tell me, yet ere night they'll be in fresher robes, or they will pluck the gay new coats off the French soldiers' heads and turn them out of service. If they do this, as if God please they shall, my ransom then will soon be levied. Herald, save thou thy labour. Come thou no more for ransom, gentle herald. They shall have none, I swear, but these my joints, which if they have, as I will leave them, shall yield them little. Tell the constable, I fear thou'lt once more come again for ransom. Take it, brave York. Now soldiers march away, and how thou pleasest, God dispose the day. Well have we done, thrice valiant countrymen, but all's not done, yet keep the French the field. Lives he, good uncle? Thrice within this hour I saw him down, thrice up again in fighting, from helmet to the spur all blood was he. I blame you not, for hearing this I must perforce compound with mistful eyes. All they will issue too. But hark! What new alarm is this same? The French have reinforced their scattered men, then every soldier kill his prisoners, give the word through. I was not angry since I came to France until this instant. Take a trumpet, herald, ride thou unto the horsemen on yon hill. If they will fight with us, bid them come down, or avoid the field. They do offend our sight. If they'll do neither, we will come to them, and make them scur away as swift as stones, and forced from the old Assyrian slings. Besides, we'll cut the throats of those we have, and not a man of them that shall taste our mercy. Go on, and tell them so. How now, what means this, herald? Knowest thou not that I have fined these bones of mine for ransom? Comest thou again for ransom? I tell thee truly, herald, I know not if the day be ours or no, for yet a many of your horsemen peer and gallop o'er the field. Praised be God, and not our strength for it. What is this castle called that stands hard by? Then call we this field of Agincourt, fought on the day of Crispin Crispionus. They did, Llewellyn. I wear it for a memorable honour, for I am Welsh. You know, good countrymen. Thanks, good my countrymen. God keep me so. Our heralds go with him. Bring me just notice of the numbers dead on both our parts. Call yonder fellow hither. Soldier, why wearest thou that glove in thy cap? An Englishman? What think thou, Captain Llewellyn? Is it fit this soldier keep his oath? It may be his enemy is a gentleman of great sort, quite from the answer of his degree. Then keep thy vow, sirrah, when thou meetest the fellow. Whose service thou under? Call him hither to me, soldier. Here, Fluellen, wear thou this favour for me, and stick it in thy cap. When Alençon and myself were down together, I plucked this glove from his helm. If any man challenge this, he is a friend to Alençon, and an enemy to our person. If thou encounter any such, apprehend him, and thou dost me love. Knowest thou, Gower? Pray thee go seek him, and bring him to my tent. My lord of Warwick, and my brother Gloucester, follow Fluellen closely at the heels. The glove which I have given him for a favour may happily purchase him a box of the air. It is the soldier's. I by bargain should wear it myself. Follow, good cousin Warwick. If that the soldier strike him, as I judge by his blunt bearing he will keep his word, some sudden mischief may arise of it. For I do know Fluellen valiant, and touched with choler, hot as gunpowder, and quickly will return an injury. Follow and see there be no harm between them. Go you with me, uncle of Exeter. Now, what's the matter? Give me thy glove, soldier. Look, here is the fellow of it. 'Twas I, indeed, thou promised to strike, and thou hast given me most bitter terms. How canst thou make me satisfaction? It was ourself thou didst abuse. Here, Uncle Exeter, fill this glove with crowns, and give it to this fellow. Keep it, fellow, and wear it for an honour in thy cap till I do challenge it. Give him the crowns, and captain, you must needs be friends with him. Now, herald, are the dead numbered? What prisoners of good sort are taken, uncle? This note doth tell me of 10,000 French that in the field lie slain, of princes in this number, and nobles bearing banners there lie dead 126. Added to these of knights, esquires, and gallant gentlemen, 8,400. Of the which 500 were but yesterday top knights, so that in these 10,000 they have lost, there are but 1,600 mercenaries. The rest are princes, barons, lords, knights, squires, and gentlemen of blood and quality. The names of those that nobles that lie dead: Charles Delabreth, High Constable of France; Jacques Chatillon, Admiral of France; the Master of the Crossbows, Lord Rambier; Red Master of France, the brave Sir Richard Dauphin; Jean, Duke of Alençon; Anthony, Duke of Bourbon, the brother of the Duke of Burgundy; and Edward, Duke of Bar; of lusty earls, Grandpré, Roussy, Fauconberg et Foix, Beaumont et Merle, Vaudemont et Lustral. Here was a royal fellowship of death. Where is the number of our English dead? Edward the Duke of York, the Earl of Suffolk, Sir Richard Ketley, David Gam, Esquire, none else of name, and of all other men but 25. O God, thy arm was here, and not to us, but to thy arm alone ascribe we all. When without stratagem, but in plain shock and even play of battle, was ever known so great and little loss on one part and on the other, take it, God, for it is none but thine. Come, go we in procession to the village, and be it death proclaimed through our host, to boast of this, or take the praise from God, which is his only. Do we all holy rites. Let there be sung non nobis and Te Deum, the dead with charity enclosed in clay, and then to Calais, and to England then, where ne'er from France arrived more happy men. Henry V, Act 3. Though this was Act 4, my mistake. Act 3 is also done and accounted for, though. Act 5 comes some other time.